Hey, what up guys? Welcome back to my fish room. Today's video is going to be more of an in-depth video going over all my fish tanks. I recently uploaded a video just like this, but it's actually been quite a while in between videos. So I would love to do a video for you guys showing you the whole fish room. The most recent thing I did was move these two tanks here. They used to be over there on my desk, but I moved them over here because this has now become empty. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, these are Daniels right here. I'm planning on breeding these, but honestly, I can't find the motivation to get it done at the moment. So, they're just sitting in this tank here, but they're very beautiful Daniels. These are just blue Daniels, if you're wondering. Right next to those Daniels, I have Samurai, my beta fish. He seems to really like the Daniels and swims with them. But don't worry, he does not flare up at them at all. He kind of just swims back and forth with them, and he thinks he's part of the group. I think this is really good for him, and he's getting a lot of activity looking at them and swimming back and forth. Anyways, if you're new, this guy had no fins when I got him at the pet store. He was in a cup with no fins, and it was just sad to see, so I ended up taking him home and putting him in a tank with a nice filter and heater, and some decorations, of course. And he ended up growing all his fins back in no time. And now this is just an absolute beautiful beta fish that I didn't pay much money for because he was on the brink of death. So recently I made a video about filtration, and I ended up switching out the filters on all these tanks pretty much. So this tank here has a brand new filter on it. Now I say brand new, but this is an old filter. But I believe this is a filter for maybe 40 gallon. And the best part about this filter is it extends all the way down to the bottom of this hexagon tank. Now this hexagon tank is very long top to bottom, and the hardest part is getting filtration all the way down to the bottom to suck up all the stuff. This tank used to have the hang on back that is now on this tank, and it has a very short tube. There's definitely some algae on the glass. I have not been cleaning the algae at all, but that's just because I've been lazy. If you guys know this tank, there is a big angelfish in here named Pearl, and then her boyfriend's right down here, who I'm calling Pepper. So we have Pearl and Pepper in this tank, and this is just a large community tank. This is a 75 gallon cichlid tank that also has a bunch of plecos in here. This tank has 5 firemouth cichlids, one of these starry night cichlids, which is in the tilapia family. And if you ask me, this is a nicer version of a Jack Dempsey. And then I also have a Oscar in this tank, which I call Sheriff. He is the boss of the tank and makes sure nobody's fighting, and he also keeps everybody in line. The newest fish in this tank is this little Severum, yellow Severum that I picked up. He's been in the fish room for a long time quarantining, so he's finally in here, and he seems to be getting along with everyone just fine. There's also a male and female keyhole cichlid in here, which are these guys right here. And they're paired up in this tank, and they do pretty well. Besides that, this tank just has some bristlenose plecos in it, and they hide throughout the day, so it's pretty hard to get them on camera. Anyways, let's move on to the 40 gallon over here. I've done a whole bunch of videos on this guy, so I'm assuming most of you know who this is. This is Slippy, my clown knife, and he's getting absolutely massive. There's my arm right next to him. He's got to be at least 12 to 13 inches at this point, and he is super thick. It's really hard to tell because he's a weird looking fish, but he's definitely thick, and he's very large. So, as I mentioned earlier, this got a new filter as well. I used to have just a little 10 gallon filter on this tank, but now we have a 40 gallon filter on here. Now this tank is usually not that dirty, and I don't have very many problems with it, but I figured he can get an upgraded filter because he's getting bigger. I definitely want to get this fish a new tank soon, but he really likes it in here because he feels very comfortable and secure. If I back up, he definitely has plenty of room in this tank to swim and move around. Alright, so we're in my basement where my 20 lawn natural no filter aquarium is at. If you guys did not see, this is part of a series, I guess, where I went and collected rocks, fish, and plants from a wild creek, and this tank is doing really well. I recently just did a water change and filled it up. Besides that, all the plants and fish are doing pretty good. This tank just has some duckweed up top, And then we have some plants in here. I'm not sure what kind of plant this is, but I know it's some sort of stem plant that I collected wildly. Besides that, they are just some little mosquito fish in here. And interestingly, you can tell females because they have a little black spot right here. This female has a little black spot right there. And then the male chasing her right now has no black spot. This one right here is also a female because it has a black spot. And that's how you tell on most live bears. But that's pretty much it. This tank is doing really well. And they're just sitting down here by a window. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you later. Peace.